And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Rickman, Arnold, okay?
My man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Okay,
you
so
gotta have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how do you do it? Teach me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up. I gotta
when
try
time,
this with you.
When it's time to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a good, a fantastic, terrific Tuesday. Man, it's Tuesday, and I feel like it should be Thursday. Let me just say that one more time. I thought it was Thursday when I woke up this morning. I was like, man, one more day till the weekend. No, it's Tuesday, y'all. But it is a beautiful day. Real talk, in my neck of the woods, it is beautiful. So hopefully look out your windows. Hopefully it's a gorgeous one for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Embrace, suck it in, get those juices inside of you moving. You know what I'm saying? Today's a beautiful day. There's a reason to get out of bed and be happy today. So if you're laying in bed feeling like, I don't want to get through the day called life, no, get your ass up. Get your ass up out of that bed and do something positive with your life and listen to this show. That's all I got to say. Okay? Just saying it's just as easy as taking that one step forward. That one small step forward, okay? Good morning to everybody. Don't forget to crush that like button. Get those likes all the way up. You know what I mean? Send them all the way up. There's so much stuff that we need to talk about today. I am so sorry. The reason why I wasn't able to talk about the stuff yesterday was because opening statements for Derek Chauvin's trial happened yesterday. To me, that was kind of a big deal. That was kind of a big deal. I don't know why I did it in broken English, but it was kind of a big deal, okay? So I felt like we all needed to watch that together as a family. You know what I mean? So, there's some stuff that I need to cover from yesterday, and there's some new stuff that happened overnight or, during the day, all that we didn't get to cover and discuss. So we will be discussing those things today. So we're going to be going through a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, this morning's show is going to be fairly short. There's some things I need to take care of on a personal level. I need to go and take care of some things. Man, F it. I need to go take care of some things from my mama, okay? Yes, I said it. My mom needs me. Doesn't that feel good sometimes, though? Sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Sometimes it doesn't. Dave is laughing because he can relate.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's always been like, when are you going to drive down here again? I'm like, yeah. I don't know. It's a 3-day drive. I really don't want to do it ever again, to be honest.
See, sometimes you're lucky because sometimes that's like that whole thing of it being just, ooh, what is that? There we go. That whole thing of like, oh, darn, you're 3 days away. Oops. Can't help you with that one. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it kind of, you know what I'm saying? But then there's other days where you're like, oh, she's 3 days away, man. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Damn, but, she's 3 days away.
She stays near my sister, so she's at least got my brother-in-law to take care of her if she needs anything like that.
Well, lucky you. Hopefully your brother-in-law is an active person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
Is he big and burly and you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he's more of a runner, but he's big. Yeah.
Okay.
He's taller. He might be as tall as you, actually. He's pretty tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tall.
6 feet.
I mean, I'm tall, though.
Yeah.
I'm tall. Everybody's short to me.
Yeah.
Everybody. Just saying that out loud. It's okay, though. But Please, I already see some people coming in and already starting to, start to file in and start to say their good mornings. Good morning to everybody. There's a lot of things, like I said, we're going to be looking at here very, very shortly. David, we missed you yesterday, as always. But, like, I understand you got things to do, but at the same time, it was kind of a happy accident. It was perfect because we got a chance to see the opening arguments, hear what people had to say in regards to the opening arguments, and just knock that thing out. You know what I'm saying? So that was very, very good. But, like I said, there's a lot that we need to talk about. So we're going to jump into the stories already, shall we? Good morning to everybody one last time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful morning. For those of y'all who are starting to file in, crush that like button. I'm already seeing 3 hates. 3 dislikes. I don't even know what I did. We just started the show. We haven't even said nothing yet for you to disagree or dislike. So please get those likes all the way up. And it doesn't matter even if you give me a dislike, it's still a blessing because it still helps with the algorithm. Anyway, so thank you for those as well. So anyway, we got to go into this story here. And this thing is tripping. Let's try this again. Okay. So, first main story of the day. Another teacher is caught spouting out racist rhetoric, racist stuff, all right? Caught in a Zoom again, y'all. Again. I mean, before I get into it, before I say my own piece on it, let's get into the story itself. California teacher goes on racist rant against black student caught on Zoom hot mic. Bruh, teachers really need to learn these technologies. But at the same time, I'm happy that the truth has come to light. Let's just say that. Sometimes God makes things happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Or the powers that be if you're not God-fearing. Okay? So, let's get into this. A California teacher has resigned, thank God, after being heard on a hot mic making racist, insulting remarks about a black student, his mother, and the black community at large for more than half an hour. Bruh. So, Kimberly Newman is that racist teacher's name, taught science at Desert Willow Fine Arts Science and Technology Magnet Academy, damn, that's a mouthful, in Southern California city of Palmdale. So, on January 20th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, how fitting. Newman hopped on a Zoom call with the student and Katura Stokes, the student's mother, to discuss issues with the school's online learning platform. The district remains largely in distance learning, but 4 elementary schools reopened earlier this month. Middle schools are expected to reopen April 12th. Everybody seems to be reopening April 12th lately. That seems to be the date, it seems like. After the call, in which the student's issues were seemingly resolved, he had caught up on his assignments per a legal complaint filed by Stokes. The teacher inadvertently stayed on the call. With her mic still on and the Zoom chat still open, she went on a tirade to her husband, all of which was recorded by Stokes. She said she recorded the call in the complaint because of how unbelievable the comments were. The district's superintendent, Raul Maldonado, declined to comment further to this particular article. So, we're going to play the video. We're actually going to play the video itself because I want you guys to hear what this woman actually says. It's not good. Long story short, it's not good. It's already written out in the article, but I think it sounds better when you hear it from the horse's mouth. Don't you agree? So let's take a listen.
This is a no-show the whole year, right? She keeps calling the school and complaining, and the teachers are just pissed off beyond belief. It's because she thought I was her friend Natalie. when I called, because I've got a message from the office. Mom's calling, if she's screaming and yelling, nobody calls her back. I called her like 5 million times. I sent her 5 million parents calls. She never responds. So I said, she goes, I call her, right? And leave a message. She doesn't bother to check the message. She just thought the number was her friend Natalie. So she calls me back. My phone rings. I'm like, hello? She goes, hi, Natalie. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this isn't Natalie. This is... Oh. Now she's caught. Because she's answered her phone for the first time the entire year. I mean, these parents, that's what kind of piece of they're. Black. He's black. They're black family.
I know it.
You know?
I'm seeing what you're not going through.
Yeah, that's what happened. There's no problem there. Your son has learned to lie to everybody and make excuses.
Are you serious?
Because you taught him to make excuses that nothing is his fault. This is what black people do. This is what black people do.
We're not done yet. She just keeps going.
White people do it too, but black people do it way more. Oh my god, I just burned her. I just burned her. Everybody is like thrilled all year. And it never would have happened had she not thought I was Natalie.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Let me I'm gonna move my head out of the shot here real quick because I know sometimes it's hard to understand what is being said. But I need you to see this and hear this one last time.
This isn't Natalie, this is... Oh. Now she's caught. Because she's answered her phone for the first time the entire year. I mean, these parents, that's what kind of piece of they're. Black. He's black. They're black family.
I know it.
You know?
I'm seeing what you're not going through.
Yeah, that's what happened. There's no problem there. Your son has learned to lie to everybody and make excuses.
Are you serious?
Because you taught him to make excuses that nothing is his fault. This is what black people do. This is what black people do. White people do it too, but black people do it way more. Oh my god, I just burned her. I just burned her. Everybody is like thrilled all year. And it never would have happened had she not thought I was Natalie.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah. So there you have it, guys. Miss Newman, science teacher Miss Newman, felt like she was she must have felt like she was on top of the world. Because she was like, oh my God, I just burned her. Oh my God, I caught her, and I was able to talk to her about her son, blah, blah, blah. But then the next thing she does is say, hey, this is what black people do. This is what black people do. They make excuses. They make excuses. This is what black people do. They make excuses for their actions. By the way, I want to point something out. Apparently, Stokes' son was on the honor roll. He was doing very, very well. High records, high marks, until he went into virtual learning. Until he had to do this distance learning, his grades, his marks started to drop. So he was doing very well in school. And then he went back home like a lot of other students. Just by the way, I know a lot of kids that are hella smart, very, very studious. But as soon as they got locked up, they started playing Call of Duty. They started playing Minecraft. They started playing Fortnite. They weren't listening to the teachers anymore. So yes, their grades dropped. So he, among many other students, grades were dropping during this time. Kid was in honor roll. Kid was having high marks. I just want to point that out. And this science teacher suddenly has the audacity to sit here and say, oh, this is what black people do. They make excuses. They make excuses. Man, I praise that woman, the mother, for recording that entire thing, or at least a snippet of it. She got the meat and potatoes of it. Let's be real. She got the good stuff. She got the good stuff. But I'm going to sit here and say this too. Teachers, old folks, because obviously she's maybe not fully technologically inept or knows what to do. But let's be real. Every teacher needs to learn how to use Zoom, period. The ins and outs of that program. Any program that you're going to be using for a class, you need to learn how to use it, because you never know when you start talking out, the side of your damn neck. You never know who's listening. You have to be careful, y'all. But at the same time, I think to the baby Jesus that she got caught. The stars were aligned, and her fate was to get her ass exposed. She straight up showed her ass. The thing is, though, I do think that it needs to go even further. They need to look into the school itself. Not only just that teacher, other teachers as well. She's not the only one that thinks this. Yeah, she was talking to her husband. But we're now in a place where we're starting to find bad apples even in the schools. We ain't got time for this. These are the people that are molding your young children's minds. And I really do feel that they need to start looking into the schools even more. And obviously, maybe I'm a little biased because, I went through some kind of situation like that as a kid as well, and it sucked. It wasn't an easy experience for me. So the thing is I would hate for any other children have to deal with this in 2021. It's 2021, y'all. This ain't 1960. This ain't 1980s. It's 2021. The world has changed. Things are different now. And lo and behold, we still have teachers talking like this. Now, let me just say this too. We don't know the full scope of the story, right? We don't know the relationship that maybe Stokes has with the science teacher. Let's just say that. We don't know the full scope of it. But at the same time, though, those things should not have come out of that woman's mouth. And I get it that she thought that she was behind closed doors in her own time, like having her own private time with her husband. But you still don't say that stuff. You just don't. That woman showed her ass. Straight up and down like 6 o'clock. That woman showed that ass. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, yeah, this one's pretty bad, it's straightforward. I mean, they caught her straight out on this one. It's good that they did because, obviously she's thinking that black people are less intelligent or lazy or something like that.
Lazy.
So, yeah, lazy.
So, or that we use the black card as our Trump card. That's our ace up our sleeve. It's the because we're black, these are the reasons why. We get better treatment, or we deserve to be treated differently or better because we are black. That's what she was basically saying. She's already teaching her son to use these excuses, to use this card instantly because he is black.
So yeah, it's obviously stupid, and
very stupid.
You even hear her add in at the last minute, white people too, and then she ignores it. It's because she realizes how blatantly racist she's being. And in this case, I think it's unquestionable that she should be removed. She's already gone, but even if she didn't leave, she should have been removed because obviously she's held these views for a while, and I'm sure it's affecting her children or the students learning to some degree at least, and especially if you consider now, it seems like it's harder to teach people. It's not harder necessarily, but it's very different to teach people online, and it's not unusual right now for students to not be paying attention to online teaching, especially since a lot of teachers haven't learned how to make it engaging and to actually keep the students involved. They kind of just expect them to sit there and passively watch the classes right now, which works for some children, but it's not really enough to keep a lot of other children engaged, obviously, regardless of race, obviously. And so, it's not surprising a lot of people are In fact, there's a study about it. A lot of people are, in fact, like spending time playing like Fortnite or whatever while they're on class. So a lot of people grades are dropping that were top of the class before, because usually the top of the class students are a little bored in class because they're already ahead of everyone and finished. So they find something to distract themselves. And as more people are learning over the internet, they tend to play video games or do something else, talk to friends.
Right.
So this is pretty common.
I know.
And she's just adding a racist slant to it for no reason whatsoever, especially like shameful considering she's a science teacher and she should understand like how this is all playing out right now. But if she's this racist, she's probably not even thinking clearly about the way her students are acting in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of students that were on the struggle bus in regards to virtual learning. A lot of them were like, hey, oh man, are you telling me for the next God knows how many months I could just sit here, act like I'm in school, and I could be playing Fortnite or Minecraft or Call of Duty? I mean, depending on what your parents are let you play. I mean, you could be playing whatever the hell you want, pretty much. We live in that world now, We fully live in that world. So obviously some kids' grades are going to drop. Some kids' grades are going to slip. What else is new? You know what I'm saying? But you got to be careful on what you say and where you say it and how you say it, because you never know who's listening. Especially if you don't know how to properly use your Zoom. You need to start learning how to use your ish. Real talk. You need to start learning to use your ish. Period. This technology stuff is no joke. Like I said, you never know. You can accidentally give out all your personal information. You don't want that. So you got to play it smart. Period. You got to play it smart. But anyway, we got to go into the next thing. Now, this is a story that... Now, this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? No? David?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. You don't know the theme song to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Bruh,
I do. I just haven't heard it in like 20 years maybe.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna have to have a conversation after the show. But I'm totally kidding. But we got to jump into this next story. Now, David's got this story. This has to do with this is bad. There was another attack, brutal attack on another Asian American, and we do have the footage. So I'm going to pull that up here really quick. But this is bad. This is very, 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 very bad. Sorry, man. I didn't see that. I didn't share that audio to you. There you go. Now we're back to normal. So yeah, this is really, really bad. So they said that approximately at 11:40 yesterday, 11:40 a.m. in front of 360 West 43rd Street in Manhattan, a suspect punched and kicked a 65-year-old woman while making anti-Asian statements. And we got the video. I want to show you guys this. This is bad, y'all. Let's take a look. I don't think there's any audio to this, so it's just the security cam footage, but if you can make it out, it all takes place right up here, just so you guys know, okay? Here it goes. Boom. And what's crazy is, what about the dude? He's just standing there watching that? Wow. Wait. Do you see that they didn't even go out to check on this woman, by the way? Like, there's a dude right here, a delivery guy.
Guard.
I think that's a delivery guy right here.
Okay.
But
yeah,
the guy who walks up and closes the door must be security or something. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, this dude doesn't even do anything. Y'all, these guys don't even do anything. They just stand there and watch this girl get her head bashed in. A 65-year-old woman. Bruh, look at this. And all the while, this guy's standing right here, putting bungee cords on his packages and stuff. That's what it looks like to me. And he's just standing there watching this woman getting bashed to the ground. What were you going to say, my brother?
And they even, well, someone reported nearby. It's probably them because you don't see anyone else. But he was screaming, F you don't belong here, to the woman while he was kicking her. So they were listening. They just didn't get involved.
Have mercy, man. Have mercy.
Yeah. They checked her out after the incident ended, but no one chased the suspect or even
they didn't do
tried
anything.
to stop him.
Exactly. They didn't do anything. They just sat there. Look, let's play the rest of it. We can still tell the story while we're watching this. But look, he's straight up smashing her head in the ground. This stuff angers me so much. And look at this. They just waltz over, sauntering over. You know what I mean? They're sashaying over to the door. Like, what the hell is this? And then they're closing the door. Straight up. Closing the door. Oh, this is beyond my pay grade. Like, that's literally what's happening right there. Oh, this is outside of my jurisdiction. It's right in front of your door. Right in front of your door.
Thankfully, she's in stable condition. I don't think they've released her name, but she was taken to the New York University Langone Hospital. She's in stable condition there, and she's continuing to be treated while the New York Police Department's hate crime task forces just started to investigate this as of last night. Right. And they're already investigating 28 anti-Asian attacks compared to 2 incidents in 2019. So, again, 2 incidents in 2019, and this year, well, let's see. Last year they've done 28 attacks compared to 2019's 2 attacks. So it's a huge increase, obviously. City Council Speaker Corey Johnson said Monday night, this is absolutely vile. These attacks against Asian American New Yorkers must end. Hate has no place here, and we must always call it out when we see it. My office is reaching out to the precinct, and we'll do anything that we can to be of assistance. So right now they don't know who the guy is. They have just a still shot of him in his, like, I think it's a pink hoodie or pink jacket.
Right.
And so they're still looking for information on who he is. If you know who attacked this woman, you should call the New York Police Department and let them know.
You want to know something funny? You want to know something very interesting? They would have had the suspect already detained and arrested if somebody walked out of the damn building and tried to infiltrate that situation.
Yeah.
Real talk.
It's cowardly,
woman,
for sure.
That's cowardly as hell. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, she's a 70-year-old woman, and she's just getting jumped. They just,
you don't have to add 5 more years on the girl. I mean, shoot, you know what I mean? She's 65, but you don't have to round up. You know what I'm saying? We got to be respectful, you feel me? You know what I mean? We got to be gentlemen. So she's 65. I'm just playing with you, David. But she's 65, but yes, she's a 65-year-old woman getting bashed to the ground, period. Period. And it shouldn't be happening like that. She shouldn't be treated that way. Period.
And
Period. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It could just it could be like a shirt or something. But it does look like he has a red bandana hanging out of his left pocket too. But it could just be his shirt hanging out. I don't know.
He was not because here it is. The person that was getting bashed, or the person that was doing the bashing, the assault, was only using his feet. From what it seems, it didn't look like he was punching her. He just literally like side kicked her to the ground and then just started stomping on her face, right? So that is jacked up, right? Doesn't look like he had any weapons on him or anything. He might have been crazed. He might have been whatever. Sure, he might have been enraged, right? With passion, right? With whatever, or he might have been crazed, having a mental breakdown, like a psychotic break. But that doesn't mean, like, if you see a guy who's He doesn't have a gun on him. He doesn't have a knife on him. You tackle that mother lover to the ground and you make sure he is detained. You make sure that guy's arrested. That kind of violence that was inflicted on that woman should be brought to that should have been justified like that. That was 3 grown. Hold up. I want y'all to see this one last mother loving time, because that was 3 grown ass men that were standing there. They looked like they all played football in high school. Look at these dudes. Look at these guys. These shadows, at least these shadows are giving off that these are big ass men. So the 3 of them could have gone over there, taken his ass down, and brought that guy to justice with the quickness. But nah. They just stand there like onlookers. And I'm sure they're all like, yeah, I got a bad shoulder and I got that knee problem from when I was in high school and I got this other thing. And the other guy who's delivering maybe the UPS or FedEx guy sitting there going, this is beyond my pay grade. I don't need to get paid. I'm not getting paid for this ish. I'm just going to turn a blind eye to this, while they're just standing there looking at what's going on and just closing the door on this woman. Closing the door on this woman. Hold up. This thing's tripping. Come on, man. Come on, computer. Come on. Son of a gun. See, it won't even let me play it. But anyway, as you can see, they're just all sitting there chilling. Chilling in the cut. There's so many other things that they could have done, and they didn't do it. So, not only should we go, shame on this dude for doing, or shame on that guy who assaulted that woman for no reason whatsoever, but shame on those 3 men. Those are 3 grown-ass men. And I get it. That ain't kinfolk. I get it. That ain't your family. I gets it. But at the same time, you shouldn't be doing that. That was a woman in distress. You are a man. You are a gentleman. You do what you need to do to protect people when they're in harm's way. And that woman was getting her face bashed in, and you just watched her get her face bashed in. That's stupid. That's stupid.
I just put his picture in the Twitter. Message you on Twitter. His picture.
Hold on. Let me.
It's from a different camera, so it's a better picture of him.
Ooh, great.
There's no video associated with that one, though.
Hold on. There's no video, but a face. Yes. We got a face, though. Let's take a look at this. This is what this mother lover looks like. Straight up. You telling me that 3 men couldn't take him down? 3 men of his build? 3 men of his build? Couldn't take his ass down? Come on now. Come on now. I beg to differ. Or, I mean, if you think otherwise, I beg to differ. But this is what the man looks like. So if anybody knows, because, you know, this show is international. There are people who are watching this all over the globe. So if you guys know this man or can identify this man, please contact your local authorities and bring this man to justice. Real talk. That's it. Son of a gun. We got to go into another story. Like I said, there have been stories upon stories upon stories that I haven't had a chance to really talk about. And there's that one for sure. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing some familiar faces or some familiar names in the chat. Good morning to all you guys. Thank you guys all for coming in. Please be sure to get those likes going all the way up. For those of y'all who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, etc., good morning to every single one of y'all. To everybody in Germany, London, Australia, India, good morning and good afternoon and good evening to all of you guys. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in and being a part of the conversation today. This show has gone international. We are worldwide, baby. That's Pitbull right there, right? That's Pitbull, right? Ha ha. He does that in every song. Ha ha. He does the laugh. Ha ha.
He's just so happy when he sings.
He's not really happy though. He just kind of does this weird, like, you know, your girl, ha. You know, he does this talky thingy.
Yeah.
But everybody likes it. He makes his money that way, so let's go with it. But anyway, good morning to everybody. I'm hoping you guys are all having a good one. Send those likes all the way up. Turn them all the way up on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Let's crush 100 likes if you don't mind. I see way past 100 plus people on the show right now, so please crush those likes. We got to go into this next one now. This is sad too, y'all. This is another one. This is a body cam footage. This is body cam footage, all right? And I'm going to tell you guys the story really quick. This is a body cam video showing officers going in on a 5-year-old black boy. Now, I'm going to say this real quick and out loud. There is no violence in this video. Zero. Zilch, not a zippity doo-dah. But it's what they're saying to the child, okay? So in Silver Spring, Maryland, they have the police department there has released a body cam footage that captured 2 of its officers berating a 5-year-old boy who had walked away from his elementary school, calling him a little beast and threatening him with a beating. Yes. So the video footage was released on Friday by the police department, and it shows one of the officers repeatedly screaming at the crying child with her face inches from his. So she says, "Oh my God, I'd beat him so bad," the officer said in the child's presence before telling him, "You do not embarrass me like this at this school." Yeah. So this officer, which from what I understand, it was a female officer that was yelling at this child, inches from his face, is talking to this child as if she is his own mama. So we have got to take a look at this video because it's not good. It's not good. And I want you guys to see it for yourselves. And I want you guys to see it for yourselves. All right. Here we go.
Listen to me. How old are you? How old are you?
5.
5.
There's
you feel
2
like
cops.
you can make your own decisions? Huh? You feel like you can do what you want? Are you an adult? Are you 18? So why are you outside of school? Look at me. Why are you out of school? Why do you have people following you? Huh? I don't care if you don't want to go to school. You do not have that choice. You understand? Oh, my life if I tried to do some stuff like that. I would have been beat 9 times before I got home. Don't nobody want to hear that. Ain't nobody even listening. You know why? Because you don't get to do what you want to do. This ain't your world.
Oh my God.
No!
What I'm going to do is we're going to have you go.
Know what? Sit down.
2008 Cadillac.
Sit down.
Shut that noise up! Shut that noise up now! Boy, I'm tired. I hope your mama let me beat you.
Did you hear that? Hold on. I know it's tough because it's the crying. It's the crying. It's the crying for me. This one hits different. Just hear what the female cop says to the child. Try to make it out because it's tough.
Boy, I'm tired. I hope your mama let me beat you. I swear to you. I'm gonna wait out.
Did you see that? Did you hear that? I mean, something along the lines of like, let your mama tell me I can beat you. I'm gonna wear you out. That's literally what she said. One more time. Why not?
I'm tired. I hope your mama let me beat you. I swear to you. I'm gonna wait out.
You better stop trying to get out this seat. Stop it. Stop it. Holiday, can you watch him real quick?
Okay, so here it is, y'all. When were cops ever supposed to be our parents? When were cops supposed to be like that? I mean, like I said, I appreciate our law enforcement and all that, but that was a little much, don't you think? And this, just so you guys know, because a lot of you guys are maybe thinking, maybe this is, why is this kid, the officers in his face like this during COVID time? This happened January of 2020. January of 2020 is when the incident happened. So this is before the COVID pandemic thing started rolling in and where everybody was wearing masks. So before we go in on the cops on that, there were no guidelines or any restrictions during that time, or started to be implemented at that time. Obviously, it started around March is when the wave of the mask wearings and all that stuff really started becoming a thing, okay? So let's get that. I just want to make that abundantly clear. But from that video, you can see like this is a 5-year-old kid. Let me start there first. Let's boil it all the way down. This is a 5-year-old child. 5. That did something very stupid. I'll be real. Did very, very stupid, something very stupid. But this is not Scared Straight. This ain't an episode of Scared Straight. So why try to scare the fear of God into a 5-year-old child? And God knows what this kid is feeling, right? He's going through a lot of stuff in his mind already. He just ran away from school. He doesn't want to be at school, apparently. Aren't the cops supposed to come to you like a buddy, a pal, a chum? You know what I mean? A friend? Maybe, yeah, you shouldn't have done that, son. But as the kid is screaming and crying, clearly traumatized by the encounter that he's having with the cops, these cops give 0 damns. They give 0 Fs to this child, acting like they are his parents for however long he takes that ride to however long he's staying in that principal office, right? They had no right to talk to that child like that. None. I thought cops were like, you know, when we talked about that whole tulip thing where the kid gets a 6-year-old kid gets arrested for picking up a tulip, and we're sitting there going, wait, wouldn't the cop just pick up the kid, take him home, and go, hey, yeah, I'll get it taken care of, ma'am. You know, to the person who filed the complaint or called the cops on the 6-year-old child. I'll take care of it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the 6-year-old. Drop him off to his mom. Hey, ma'am, he picked a tulip, but I told him that I would just give him a pass this time. Huh? Wink, wink. Mom, you do the disciplining. I just dropped him off. Same thing here. Shouldn't have been a berating and a tongue lashing and then threatening the child. Ooh, I'm going to beat your ass. Like, what does that accomplish? Except traumatize that 5-year-old kid. Now that 5-year-old kid has that buried in the back of their brain forever. Now that's another black kid that won't be able to trust the popo forever. Real talk. They'll be terrified of the police. God knows what kind of lasting impression that this has on that child. Those cops are not your parents. I'm sorry. That is not that one that was going, man, let your mama give me a chance. I'll whoop that ass. I'll tear that ass up. Nah, I don't want to hear that. No child needs to hear that from a cop. The presence of a cop should be intimidating enough. Period. The fear of going and getting thrown in jail, that fear of getting arrested, because we all have that in the back of our minds. We're going, oh my God, I would never want to get arrested. That is everyone's worst nightmare, right? That's enough. You having to talk to a cop because you did something bad is terrifying to begin with. That's terrifying, y'all. They didn't have to go there. They should have played music for him or tried to calm him down and then brought him home and that's it. Or brought him to the school and that's it. But they were just going in on him. Like, what the hell? David. And oh yeah, Rebecca, I agree. I'm going to find a palate cleanser for us real quick. But anyway, like I said, I had a lot of stories to talk about. Go ahead, David. Your thoughts.
Yeah, this is one of those terrible situations where the police aren't even acting in a way they should be at all. I mean, this little kid, he's only 5, or I don't know. It's only a 5-year-old child, and just skipping school for a day at 5 years old. So they're screaming at the child about being 18 and all these ideas that it's not even old enough to understand. And I mean, at this point, God. 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just keep saying he's 5. He doesn't fully understand. He doesn't understand the full scope of what the severity of what he's done. But scared. But this ain't scared straight. And it's not like he stole anything. It's not like he's living a life of crime and slinging drugs on the corner of the streets. You know what I'm saying? He ran away from school. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even that unusual. There could be even something he's just trying to get away from. At this point, though, the police were just traumatizing him even further. So it's unlikely that if he does have a problem, he's going to turn to his elders at this point to seek help because, he's supposed to kind of trust the police, theoretically. But there's no reason for him to do that ever again, obviously. He was abused. It's just not even acceptable. Like I said, he's 5 years old, isn't old enough to even understand the things she's talking to him about. She's basically just venting her own anger on the child at this point.
Right.
And the child just has no way to defend himself because, he's 5 years old. Obviously, this could have been handled very differently, and I think in most cases it already is, but the officer really probably should just be fired right away. It's beyond. It's a 5-year-old child. Obviously, doesn't know what it's dealing with, and she's not. I don't know what the officer thought she was doing. She's not really enforcing the law by doing all that. It's not her job to be a lecturer or anything. And she's just ranting at this child, basically making him even more scared because of her own problems. So, I would like to see her fired right away. To be real.
I would love to see. Well, it's actually both. If you really think about it, both of them, both cops need to be. I mean, put on administrative leave at least. At the least. But they should look into it a little, obviously, and see what's going on and why it went down and all that stuff. But on some real ish, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like I said, teachers shouldn't be. I mean, it's funny. Teachers and police officers just showing their asses in regards to elementary schools. It's weird. Interesting combination today. But it shouldn't. That shouldn't have happened to that child. They should have literally treated that child with kids' gloves, gently, brought him back to school. Not scared terrified the ish out of the kid. They should have talked to that kid, like a 5-year-old kid. He wasn't caught stealing. He wasn't caught selling drugs. He wasn't caught committing any crimes. He just ran away. You retrieve him. You bring him back to the school. Maybe you wag your finger at him, but you say it in a way that makes him understand, but not terrify the hell out of him. That's how you get it done, so that he goes to school. But terrifying the crap out of him like that has a lasting impression on him for good. For good. Now he doesn't know. He'll sit there and go, man, I did for some odd reason. When he gets older, watch. He'll be like, for some odd reason, I just don't like 5-0. For some odd reason, he will It'll be buried in the back of his mind. He might not remember it, but he will have a visceral reaction whenever he sees a cop. That could be the potential of his future, of that poor kid's future. And that's terrible. Like I said, that's terrible. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break because we haven't done one of those in a while. We always get so busy, man. We always get so dang busy with all this stuff. We got to jump into a very quick commercial break. But when we come back, there's more stuff we got to talk about, like good old-fashioned American meth made in America. We got to talk about that. America. We'll be right back. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and being a part of the conversation. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I also do a Tuesday through Thursday evening show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. So be on the lookout for that. If you haven't done that yet, please crush that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. And of course, we do have our Pascal Show family membership. If you hit that join button underneath the feed as well, $4.99 helps us be able to do what we do on the daily. It helps us fuel this crazy engine and keep telling you guys these crazy ass stories that we got for you, like this next one I got for you. Anyway, so please do that. Please hit that like button down below and jump in and join in the Pascal Show family chat. It would really, really be great. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, we got to jump into this next one. This is something that I was wanting to show you guys. This is a little bit of a palate cleanser. It is kind of a palate cleanser. Okay, it's a little bit. I know that you guys are like, hey, we need a palate cleanser. We need something, okay? I'm still working on trying to find something funny for you guys because I already have a laundry list of things that I wanted to show you guys today. But there is one piece that I thought was really, really funny. Senator Steve Daines he's a Republican from Montana, was getting a little nostalgic, getting a little, he was just getting a little I guess let's just say he was getting emotional about how Mexicans have taken over the production of meth. Yes, I said it. I said it. Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Let's take a look.
The flood of Mexican meth, Mexican heroin, Mexican fentanyl. 20 years ago in Montana, meth was homemade. It was homegrown. And it had purity levels less than 30%. Today, the meth that is getting into Montana is Mexican cartel.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to play that again because it's so good. It is so good. But he's literally trying to say, I understand what he's trying to say, but he's saying it wrong. Okay. I'm going to play it one more time so you guys can fully hear what he said. I understand what he's trying to say. Okay, let me say that again. I understand what he's trying to say, but it's coming off all wrong. And the dudes behind him are getting weak. This dude over here is getting weak as hell. Because I don't know if he's getting weak like, oh, you go and tell him. Or he's going, what did he just, Danes, the hell you just say, Stevie? Come on, Stevie. One last time.
The flood of Mexican meth, Mexican heroin, Mexican fentanyl. 20 years ago in Montana, meth was homemade. It was homegrown. And it had purity levels less than 30%. Today, the meth that is getting into Montana is Mexican cartel.
So he's just going, hey guys, remember that time when meth was above 30%? The purity level was above 30%. Remember that? We need to bring that meth back. We need American-made meth. You know, we need the type that doesn't only make you lose your mind, but it also rots out your teeth and get your face all looking like crater face, like you're like the face of the moon. Damn, that was some good meth. Now this damn Mexican meth coming in and making us, dropping the purity of our product. Damn it, dag nabbit. So he must be like Montana's. He must be Montana's Heisenberg. He must be Montana's Walter White. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it was a little show called Breaking Bad. Go check it out. Fantastic TV show. But anyway, clearly this dude is going, remember that time meth was American made? Damn it. Then these Mexicans came in, crossed the border, bring in their damn meth. Damn it. Mexican meth. I guess you know. That was a thing of the past now. That's all it is. It was just a thing of the past. He's just being reminiscent. You know what I mean? Imagine him and his like one of his throwback cars, you know what I mean? He's got oh my love. He's raising up a mound of meth right in front of him. You know what I mean? He's ever so lovingly looking at it before he rolls up a straw or rolls up a one, turns it into a little thing so he can just take a little toot here and there of meth. And he's like, oh, American made. That's America right there. Pure meth. Damn Mexican meth. Like, what is this?
See, he's wrong, though. It's China's taking all the jobs.
Apparently.
At least in Colorado, it's the 14K triad that makes all the meth. It's not Mexicans, and we're pretty close to Mexico. But maybe he's tried out the Mexican meth, and it's better. I don't know.
Like I said,
maybe Mexicans are making the highest quality meth right now.
Like I
said, I was trying to say before, like if white meth makers stop blowing their trailers up, maybe we could keep it in the U.S. But right now we have to outsource to China and Mexico.
Damn it!
Because we keep blowing ourselves up. So
Damn it!
There we go.
Somebody got to do it. Damn it! These Mexicans will be more willing to risk their lives just to make a few bucks. Amen to that. America. But it's not the same. It ain't the same. It's all watered down meth. Not the same. Just don't have that same kicker. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as pure. That meth. Yeah. So I understand. Like I said, I understand what he was trying to say. Like, hey, if we're going to make this meth, or if it's going to be made, like he's sitting there going, hey, I'd rather it be more pure so that there's less deaths and ODs and ODing, right? I get it. I get what he's trying to say. It just came out wrong. It's like, say that again. What? What you say? Did you just say you miss American meth? Now you miss American meth. And what?
He wants to go back to the days where you could just carry around a snuff box of Coke.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Just,
yeah.
Woo. Yes. Yes. A little toot here and there. A little toot. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know? They're all like, what? ¿Por qué? Wait, we can't say that because that's Mexican. That's Mexican for why? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Our highway got caught on fire last year because of meth makers. Actually, it was like I said, it was a triad doing it, but they were making meth on an island on the Colorado River, and it blew up, and the fire spread to the town I live nearby, and it actually caught the highway on fire, which is the only highway out of here. So thanks to meth, we almost all burned to death.
Fantastic.
Because meth kills. So don't make meth here. Bruh. You can go make it in Mexico.
See, that's all. Like, I don't understand why people like. I don't understand why people want to. I don't even. Here it is. I don't get it. I don't get the whole thing about meth. I don't understand it. I don't get it. The why you want to consume that or any type of hard drug. I don't get the cocaine. I don't get it with heroin. I don't get it with LSD or acid or any of those crazy stuff, like any psychedelics, etc. I don't get it. I don't get why people want to do it all the time, want to consume it, how people can continue to consume that kind of thing on a daily basis and still be functional. But then again, to each their own. Everybody's body chemistry is made differently. Some people can handle that kind of stuff and be a productive, a contributing member to society and still be high as hell. You know what I'm saying? Some people microdose and all that stuff. And that doesn't make sense to me either. But at the same time, to each their own. Everybody's made different. What were we going to say, David?
I was going to say, at least I know, like, in this area where meth is popular, it's really popular mostly amongst, like, oil rig workers and miners who have to stay up for, like, 18 hours a day. So they just stay meth to keep work. They, smoke meth to keep working, and then they get, like, their 6 months off. Because, like, a lot of the oil rig people are, like, deployed for a while. So they're basically stuck on those rigs for a few months. And I know that's why meth is popular here, because a lot of the resource workers like that got to stay up for long hours and keep working. And then they get addicted, and then they overdose.
I personally do not fully understand the scope of it all. That's just me. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, to each their own. Whatever gets your rocks off, hey, get your rocks off. Enjoy yourself. As long as you're doing it within the confines of your own home and it's not hurting nobody, etc. But at the same damn time, though, it's just dangerous and damn straight. You know, in my mind, I go, okay, let the drug cartel do this so that less people do it. Then everyone goes, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. You never know. It could kill you. Bang. Done. No more. You see what I'm saying? No more. You're done. Period. Because oh, wait. If I touch this meth, it may be laced with, or the purity is not so good. So therefore, I'm not going to do it because the probability of me dying from this is that much greater. So no, thank you. I'm going to say no to drugs. Thank you, Miss Reagan. That's it. I'm just going to say no to drugs. So in a way, it's a win-win if you really think about it. Makes us all stop. Makes us all not want to use it. Right?
I mean,
just saying.
I have seeing people without teeth and messed up face is full of holes. I
I've
don't
already
see
seen
why you would ever want to do meth, but some people do, and they keep choosing to do it. I don't know why, but
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But then again, I'm also somebody that doesn't get why somebody would want to stick a needle in their arm and inject heroin into their body. Now, I can't sit here and talk ish on addicts in general. Like, I still have my heart still goes out to all of them, every single addict out there, every single recovering addict. But at the same time, I do wonder why people are so hell bent on trying to find the greatest high ever. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they go, yeah, okay. Like, I'm not going to get addicted. 3 weeks later, you're addicted. You see what I'm saying? Like, That's why I don't get why we see these stories all the time, or people who actually are lucky enough to get over that hump of addiction and are able to see the other side of life as being sober, right? And never touch that drug again, ever, right? But a vast majority are not as lucky. A vast majority. So you see these people who clearly see people out there. You see the whole don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you do it, you're going to get addicted, blah, blah, blah. This is your life will be ruined, et cetera, et cetera. And yet still people, we've all heard these stories. And yet we still ignore it. And we still, like I said, get the needle, inject the thing in our arms like it's nothing. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. But at the same time, I don't know. Roberta just said that's just folks in pain trying to stay numb. Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't understand. I can't sit there and relate to somebody's pain because I'm not in their body. I'm not them. But it does make you wonder, like, it's just weird. Like I said, it's just something else. It's just something else. And like I said, there's other types of addictions out there too. Some are very bizarre, where people will eat cotton balls every single day. You know what I'm saying? Where people will eat paint thinner, or not paint thinner. Like they'll eat paint chips on the wall. Like they have other obsessions or other addictions that are not like that. But at the same time, it's just very interesting. You know?
Yeah, my friends.
And no, Lee, I don't mean physical pain. I mean just pain. It could be physical or psychological. What were you gonna say, David?
I was gonna say, yeah, my friend's girlfriend works at a place for like messed up children that were abandoned, and they actually have that problem a lot. There's a lot of children that have this addiction of just eating things that aren't food because it used to get them attention, and now they're basically addicted to eating things that make them sick, like makeup sticks and all kinds of crap like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Lax Payne just said something. Story time. A while back, a friend smoked meth every day and worked for a major U.S. cosmetics company as an esthetician. She got fired, sued, and won $40,000 she spent the next year doing meth. Holy crap. Now, that is a crazy story. And that is a lucky story, in a way, aside from the year spending meth. The last sentence, not so great. But up until the last sentence, holy crap, the fact that she got away with all that crap is unbelievable to me. That's unbelievable. So she was able to do meth, work for a major cosmetics company as an esthetician. Then she got fired. She sued them and won $40,000. So she spent the next year just getting high as hell. But that's crazy to me. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hold on. There is something that I remember it now. Hold on. There was a story that I wanted to show you guys. I'm trying to remember his name. Hold on. Okay. So I need to find this. I'm trying to find this. This is revolting, actually. This is actually revolting. But I need to find it really quick. I'm so sorry. It's a little bit of a left turn, but you'll understand why here in a second. It's another story I was wanting to talk about. but it's another audio clip. But yeah, so all I'm saying is, I think it's really funny that he would sit there and say, oh, you know, the meth, though. The meth, right? I understand what he was trying to say, but at the same time, kind of wrong. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Because this was a while back. This literally was a while back, but we need to, hold on. Trust me, you will appreciate this. Oh, come on. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me a second. This is spur of the moment, shooting from the hip here, but this is something that you need to hear. My only problem is finding the original. You see what I'm saying? Do me a favor, David. Maybe you can find it a lot faster than me. But there is a... Okay, maybe you can find it on Twitter. Maybe you can find it real quick. Rob Lederman. And I guess it's toaster oven. I don't say anything other than that. I don't want to say anything yet because I want you guys to hear the full scope of this story first. Because what you'll hear is absolutely shocking. And the fact that this is a big-time radio host.
Halle Berry's daughter just celebrated a milestone birthday. The Oscar winner pays tribute to her.
Come on. What the hell was that? Hold on.
I think I might have it. I'll send it to you on Twitter. I'm not sure if this is it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to find the actual link. Sorry, guys. If you haven't done it yet, please, please, please hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. This is an audio that you want to listen to. This was something that popped off a few days ago. People started talking about it a few days ago. This is something I wanted to talk about on the last show, but then the Derek Chauvin case was starting, so I was like, all right, let me push this thing to the side. But this is an actual story that I think we all need to shed light on. You send it to me?
Yeah,
Ooh,
I think
there
so.
we go. There we go. Let's see. Maybe this is it. Hold on. My question is...
I found it. Here
you found the audio?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I can use this article that you...
but I think it is. So in the new article I just sent you, it's the Instagram-looking post. Or not Instagram. I don't know what it is. There's
Black
a Twitter
Enterprise?
post by... Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Twitter post by Marcel Louis... I don't know. Some French-sounding name. And...
gotcha. I got it. And it's just the big blue button on top of it. Okay.
Yeah.
We got it. Okay, cool. So I want to read this real quick so that you guys can see this. Let me pull this up. Sorry, guys. We had to look for that. Like I said, spur of the moment, it just popped in my head, and I feel like this is something that we need to see for ourselves. Okay. So, white host Rob Lederman terminated for referring to black women's skin tone by toaster settings. Yeah. We're going to go into this. This thing is losing its mind. A white host from Buffalo, New York rock station has been terminated due to comments he made by rating the attractiveness of women, black women, specifically their skin tones, according to toaster settings. This is real. The crap that is allowed to be said on the radio is beyond me. Okay? So, okay, blah, blah, blah. Let me find this. Hold on. According to US Today, the Morning Bull Show host, Rob Lederman, is no longer employed by ESPN's Buffalo Bills reporter, Marcel Louis Jacques, posted the audio. Oh, sorry, reporter. Okay, so ESPN's Buffalo Bills reporter Marcel Louis Jacques posted the audio of the discussion on his Twitter account, which has nearly 36,000 followers. Now, this is something that he just said. Okay, so didn't hear this live, but internet keeps receipts. The hosts compared how they like their toast to black women's skin tone. So just in case y'all missed it too, take a listen. And we are going to take a listen.
What is your
what number? What's the number?
Your setting,
I think it's probably a 7-ish, 6 to 7, probably 7.
See, we have ours, and I may get into trouble for this.
2 o'clock.
I have them to the attractiveness of women that I find to be attractive. So I will never go to a Serena Williams level, but I'm very comfortable with. I'm very comfortable at a Halle Berry level.
Okay.
I need a little bit of mulatto still coming through. It can't be,
is Gail King that's not in your realm?
No, Gail King is not even on my toaster level. What?
I'm sorry. Actually, I don't even. I'm sorry that I even said I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this. Let me play this one part one more time. This is one part, very, very beginning. Here.
So what is your
what number? What's the number?
Your setting,
I think it's probably a 7-ish, 6 to 7, probably 7.
See, we have ours, and I may get into trouble for this.
Okay, dead giveaway. When you say I may get into trouble for this, then don't say it. Period. Don't say it. But the fact that he is using colorism as settings in comparison to settings on his toaster. And he says, oh yeah, I like to have it at a Halle Berry setting. I'll never go Serena Williams. And then the other person comes in and goes, would you do it as a Gail King? No, I don't even think she's not even on my settings. The fact that they're even having this conversation, man, let me just to let it stick to the side of your ribs a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you get that comfort food of this BS. I'm going to play it one more time.
What is your
what number? What's the number?
Your setting,
I think it's probably a 7-ish, 6 to 7, probably 7.
See, we have ours, and I may get into trouble for this.
2 o'clock.
I have them to the attractiveness of women that I find to be attractive. So I will never go to a Serena Williams level, but I'm very comfortable with. I'm very comfortable at a Halle Berry level.
Okay.
I need a little bit of mulatto still coming through. It can't be,
is Gail King that's not in your realm?
No, Gail King is not even on my toaster level. What?
Okay. Now, I'm sorry, but the things that white people say sometimes and think that it's okay. No offense, David. I'm not trying to. I don't put you in that category. Never do. Never have. Never will. You know I love you. And I know that you would never say something like this unless you have. Unless it has happened. I don't know. But I'm not. I don't live with you. I don't hear it. But anyway, and I'm not trying to put you in that kind of category. But what's crazy is that. What I'm really sick and tired of is that, so the attractiveness level is the toaster, is the settings on the toaster. So Serena Williams is too dark for him. But Halle Berry's just right. She's dark enough, but light enough for him. Pretty much like he just basically did the brown bag test, the paper bag test. Oh, if you're darker than this shade of brown, then you need to be outside or something like that. You know what I mean? If you're lighter, if you are the shade or lighter than the paper bag, oh, then you can hang out with amongst us. That's real talk. This man really just did this. Now, David Diaz just said, sounds like a typical shock jock, bad taste, but not surprised by it. Howard Stern said worse in the 90s. That's absolutely true, but we also live in a different time now. We also live in a different time. Hey, the things that Howard Stern has said in the past has come back to haunt him now. Has definitely come back to haunt him now. So he is still apologizing, telling people that he's not like that he was doing that all for the case of comedy, etc. Right? Now you have this guy who we live in a different time, and he knew for a fact that he was going to say something that was going to be a little racy. Pun intended, not intended, high key, low key. He even said a disclaimer. Well, I might get in trouble for this, but I actually have settings on my toaster that are the settings of beautiful, of black women. Halle Berry is like just right. I don't go as far as the Serena Williams, but Halle Berry is just right. What about Gayle King? Do you have Gayle King on? She's not even on my toaster. This is something that's coming out of these people's mouths. Like, this is supposed to be funny. By the way, we live in a very, very different time now. Back when Howard Stern was king of radio, I mean, he's still kind of king of radio, really, if you really think about it. You know, a lot of people still listen to him every single damn day. He probably would have been able to get away with this at that time. But there are certain things that white radio hosts, white shock jocks, should not be able to get away with anymore. Period. Period. Shouldn't be doing that. They should be learning from the mistakes of their predecessors and not repeating that same stuff again. Now, Halle Berry did respond to this, basically saying what he said was disgusting. I mean, wrap it up in a bow. She just said this was disgusting. What he was saying was absolutely disgusting, and I agree. And the thing is that he will never understand the scope of what it feels like to be a black woman in this country, especially when it comes to color, because colorism is real in this country. We talk about it all the time on this damn show. And it goes beyond just black women. It goes on black people. It goes on Asian Americans, Asian people. It goes on every single color. Look, we were just talking about immigrants trying to migrate into the country from Mexico. And I forgot, V was talking about it, was saying that, they're only bringing in certain shades of color, that they're turning people away that are darker than. Colorism is real. All he did was, one, he showed his ass. He made a fool out of himself, but he did bring something up that's very real. So now he's sitting there going, oh, I never go that dark, because in his mind, that's not pretty. Halle Berry, though, she got that, she got that mocha, that caramel mocha look. She got that latte caramel mocha look. I like that. That's good enough for me. That's as dark as I'll go. If I'm going to bang a black girl, she going to be as dark as her. That is as far as I go. Meghan Markle, though. Meghan Markle, shoot, that ain't even toast. That's still bread. That's not even crunchy. It still bends, and it's still, you hold the toast, you hold the bread, and it's not doing this. It just goes like this. That ain't toast. So now you're sitting there going, okay, so Meghan Markle, what, is a 1 or a 2? So it's just hot bread. This bread that just came straight out of the oven. Straight up. But this colorism is very real. And for someone who has a radio show and has the responsibility to shed light on things and be real, like, you got to make jokes. I get it. You make jokes. You do what you need to do, but this is not something that this is not the place that you say that kind of joke. Like I said, especially nowadays, we don't live in a time that is, we don't live in a time where people take jokes like that anymore. We just don't. We just don't. Thoughts, David?
Yeah, I agree. It's I mean, obviously it was a stupid thing to say. 30 years ago, that's the kind of thing you would hear, and so he's just doing a joke that's 30 years old and racist to begin with, and the fact that Halle Berry came out and said that it was insulting alone makes it something that should be, condemned, I guess, or warned against, because there's just no good reason to make that joke. It's obviously offensive. Basically what he's doing is going through a list of once you reach this point, you're basically too black to date or something like that, or to marry or whatever he's talking about. So it's I actually looked it up when you started because I hadn't heard it before, but the brown paper test or whatever, brown paper bag test, that's pretty much what he's talking about. It's exactly that.
It's maddening. It's just absolutely maddening. And that's, like I said, the same situation. This is the world that we live in. This is the it's frustrating. And it's messed up, y'all. That's something that he needs to know, that what he said was not cool, and we don't live in this time. We don't live in that old time where white shock jocks can say whatever the hell they want. Like, for example, I did a reaction video to Steven Crowder's racist rant that he went on with his boys on his show. Now, I look at that situation or his show as a conservative version of Howard Stern. And I feel like Howard Stern would be insulted, would absolutely be insulted with that comparison. But he pretty much is that. He has so much racist crap on his channel and on his show, it's beyond me, right?
I mean, Crowder's the perfect example of this, I think, because he consistently uses 30-year-old racist jokes. That's what he pulls himself from, the 90s shock jock. And the thing is, he's not really even saying new jokes. He's just repeating old racist jokes. So he's not being original. He's just basically being blatantly racist with things people have already heard before. And at least to me, I've never laughed at Crowder. I didn't even realize he was supposed to be funny for a while. I thought he was just kind of ridiculous. Is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's the perfect example, kind of like this guy we're talking about here, just rehashing racist jokes that we've heard before that aren't funny now, and are especially now, you should know that there are going to be people that are offended, and that it's not in good taste anymore.
Right.
It might have been a different environment 30 years ago where you could get away with saying these jokes, and so I mean, it's this is just kind of how I see Crowder. He goes for old jokes, repeats old things, just to be racist, and he's never funny because he's never shows a speck of originality. It's just repeating the old things you've already heard that you might have been considered funny in 90s shock jock, but are just not acceptable now. And even if they were surprising or new, they're not funny. It's just they're always base level jokes, obviously, as shallow as you can get. And this is what this guy is doing too. I mean, at this point, the only thing it really serves for them to do is to get attention from the people that already want to hear those racist jokes repeated, basically over and over.
Yeah.
And because that's what they do, and that they have an audience for that, and they're still there. It's kind of it's the comedy that's not funny. It kind of reminds me of some of the super 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 woke comedy where it's just lecturing you on on race. That's all it is. It's lecturing you about race. It's not a joke. And he's basically people like Crowder and this guy are just lecturing you on how people can be basically too black to farm or too black to date or whatever. It's just it's basically them using humor as a way to have a whiteness litmus test for whoever they consider of worth, more or less. And that's exactly the kind of audience that they attract as well, and they just keep feeding to that.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they're going, okay, the measure of blackness in Serena Williams is she's too dark. She's too dark for me. Maybe there's too many black features that he's just not into, kind of thing. And he's, of course, it's frustrating. Oh, she looks like she could pass as somebody who is just, a very tan white woman, Halle Berry. So let's just go with that. It's like it just doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? It frustrates me that that's something that is that we're even having these conversations like this. And then you have Steven Crowder, who is sitting here. He has a channel. He has a channel where people fund his show. He makes millions of dollars. His set, I'm going to be real, I would kill to have his set. His set is amazing. The content in which he makes from that set is trash, but the set that he has is amazing. That's goals all day. But the content and what he talks about on his show is absolute trash. And everything he says, at least 1 or 2 times on the show, he sits there and says at least 1 or 2 racist things. Every single show. And it's like, shut up.
What really gets me is Crowder's like racist impressions, because he doesn't even put in enough effort to make it like believable or funny, but he just kind of like rants off. Like he just uses it as a way to mock people, basically. He's not trying to like actually do a funny impression. He's just doing a very weak impression where he's just mocking the intelligence or character of the people he's talking about. Like the farming one was just so like grotesque and obvious in the way he was just using race. Oh, yeah. That is the industry, though. So especially for some people on the right, not everyone, obviously, but there are these channels like that do have that kind of bent towards it, and you do have some that kind of work against it. Some black conservative channels that work against that concept, but a lot of them just kind of feed into it too. Like they're happy with it. Like I would say Brandon Tatum Station or whatever. They feed into that kind of narrative, and you do have a few people, like few major black conservatives that speak out against it. Like I don't know, like I guess the Hodge twins they'll speak out about racism on the right on occasion, and like it'll get ignored by every other right-leaning black conservative that I watch, and I watch almost all the major ones. So this just is an industry that is being fed into, and certain people of all races are trying to just tap into that economics right now, and they're happy to give up their own work and do something that's unoriginal and arguably disgraceful just to get those bags at this point.
Right. Kiss just asked something which was very interesting, or actually a very good question, because I wanted to see for myself as well. He was like, "Hey, how many dislikes? What was the likes dislike ratio to the Crowder video that I did a while back? 1,000 likes to 173 dislikes. So there you go. And here it is though. People have every right to like or dislike, or he has the freedom of speech. Like Gun Squad is saying right now, don't like free speech, move to North Korea. Well, here it is. He can say whatever the hell he wants, but then I can say whatever the hell I want in regards to if he's saying something racist or not. And that's what makes America so great, right? So I'm going to say whatever the hell I want in regards to it, because what he says is racist. What was said on that radio show shouldn't have been said on that radio show. And that's my prerogative. That's my right. Shoot, if that radio station wanted to keep that dude on, they could have kept that dude on. They literally could have kept that dude on, but they didn't. Why? Because they realized what he said was wrong. Doesn't matter about free speech. There's also right and wrong. And what he said was wrong. So we're going to if they're going to let him go, they're going to let him go. Also, on top of that, when it comes to Crowder, he still has his platform. He's still making the monies. People are still supporting him. People still watch his show. People still find him funny, even though I don't think he's funny at all. So there you go. He's going to have his lane. He's going to do his thing. But if he comes out and says his stuff, and if he says something racist, I'm going to call that ass out. I don't care, because that's what makes this country so great. He has his opinion, and so do Sam freaking sure do I. I can't even say that in one sentence without stuttering, but you know what I'm saying. You know for damn sure that is mine. You know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly, Gun Squad. That is his show. Like I said, he could do whatever the hell he wants on his channel. I could do whatever the hell I want on mine. That's why he's in his thing. That's why I'm over here. That's why I will never be interviewed on his show. And that's why he will never be interviewed on my show. We are on two completely different sides of the spectrum, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But if he's going to say something that's racist and out of line, I'm going to talk about it. And that's my right. So there you go.
By the way, we've got 2 super chats from Otis B.
Please speak on it. Do you have it?
Let me find the first one. He just did the second one. You should be able to find that. All right, the first one is Otis B, $5, says these multiple black men wearing pink and attacking Asians seems weird to me. Why are none of their neighbors, coworkers, ex-friends coming forward? And then he has a second one that he just did.
You. Yeah, I got it right here. I'm with you 100% on the topic. He has a right to say what he wants, whether we agree with him or not. But we also have the right to call him out. Thank you, Otis B. And also, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It really does mean a lot. Absolutely. He has the right to stay on his channel. That's why a lot of people sit here and go, why hasn't he been banned? Why hasn't he been demonetized, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. He has been demonetized multiple times. He has been hit with copyright strikes, et cetera. He gets reported quite a bit because of the stuff that he says. But at the same time, unfortunately, he has the right to have that channel. He has the right to talk whatever he wants to talk. It's up to us whether we want to listen to it or not. And here it is. That is the double-edged sword of this situation. That's the pro and con of having the freedom of speech. And that's what sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I hate it more than anything in the world too, because people like him, I feel, should not have a platform. Like Rush Limbaugh. Wow. He should never have had a platform, but he does. Or he did, I'm sorry. He did. Because people believe in what he says. And because of freedom of speech. He has the right to say what he wants to say. Now it's up to us if we want to turn on the channel, turn the radio dial to listen to that particular person. The only way that we are able to control the narrative that we want to have in our world is to choose whether or not to turn on that show. But the more we turn that show on, the more people are getting the reactions, the views, the money. Because no matter what, people are watching that. You see what I'm saying? You're still giving him the views. You're still giving him the looks. You're still an ear listening to that radio station. And one thing about Crowder or any of these other people, right? Crowder or any of these people that have their own channels, right? It's their channel. This is the reason why they're not on TV. They're not on the radio. If they were on the radio, I guarantee you, radio stations would have taken that guy down with the quickness so fast.
Yeah. I mean, they all depend on pretty much just the Blaze network because they don't. No other platform is reliable for them because they're most likely going to get banned for hate speech. So
exactly,
there's pretty much one conservative place for this type of commentary, and that's where people go for it a lot of the times. But they still have their YouTube channels, and that's where I guess they pick up some of the free audience or whatever. I don't know how popular, their network is for these kind of conservative channels. It seems successful, so I'm assuming there are a lot of people that are watching this stuff and enjoying it. They're just not mixed into the normal YouTube community like, say, we are, because they depend on their private conservative websites, since they don't have their content can just get them disbanded or defunded immediately, since a lot of it, depending on the individuals, of course, is very racist anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, and so that's the thing. It's like, shoot, you talking about Roger W. just said Roland Martin is a grifter. Man, shoot, I am so happy. I am so happy that you just said that, Roger W. Because there was a clip, last clip I'm showing you guys for the show today. We need to look at this video, this clip too. You say Roland Martin is a grifter. Well, do you guys know Tim Pool? Does anybody know who Tim Pool is? I'm assuming if you guys know who Steven Crowder is, then you most likely know who Tim Pool is. Tim Pool is blowing the F up, right? He has a huge platform, all that. Now Roland Martin, I don't really have much to say about Roland Martin. I do enjoy and appreciate and respect his actual platform. I think that he does talk about a lot of different things on his platform. There are some things that I don't entirely agree with on his platform, but I don't know. I wouldn't call him a grifter, okay? But Tim Pool is something else, though. Tim Pool is very, very much something else. Now, recently he was just, there was a clip that resurfaced from his show, all right? And Cool Hand Luke just said, yes, Tim Pool seems like a reasonable guy. Okay, I want to show you guys this clip. This is him responding to, let me make sure I have the, okay, so somebody put this up on Twitter, on the twits, and he says, I believe he's implementing the brain genius strategy he described here, saying stuff he doesn't believe so that no one can hold him accountable for his actual thoughts. Now, this is in regards to his opinions about things and all the stuff that he's covered, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We need to look at this video. I'm going to show it to you guys really, really quick, and then I got to wrap up the show, unfortunately. So this is something, speaking of grifting, this is pretty damn amazing. Let's take a look.
I think I've crafted a strategy that creates a paradox that cannot be countered in any reasonable capacity. I'm sure there will be attempts, but the ultimate issue is this. I tweeted, abolish the ATF. I tweeted, abolish the IRS. Which one of those, if any, are my actual opinions? I also tweeted, there was a study saying that, Fauci said something like COVID lockdowns. Or they said something like, we don't know if there's ever going to be an end to the pandemic. And so then I said, okay, then release all the restrictions. There's actual opinions in there. Which one's the real one? Maybe you can come to one of my, podcasts and try and figure out how I really feel about things. Do I really want to abolish the ATF? I said abolishing the police is wrong. What's my real opinion? Go ahead and figure it out, journalists. You won't be able to, which means any tweet ever used by any publication from me will be them publishing complete bunk BS, because you will not be able to determine which one of my tweets is real.
Okay. Did you hear everything he just said? Okay. I want to make that abundantly clear. I want to make sure that you heard this. Now, for those of y'all who don't know who Tim Pool is commentator, journalist, I guess. I mean, he's a journalist, but he's more of a commentator than a journalist. I'm going to be real on that. He's more of a commentator. But a lot of his stuff is he likes to say that he's center left politically, but he really isn't. I mean, you could basically say he's pretty out there on the right wing of it all, right? Of the political spectrum. All right. Now, there have been, and he's not joking, there have been a lot of different things that he's been posting that make no sense. For example, I'm going to show it right now. This is something that he posted a few days ago. This is March 3rd, 2021. That's behind my window right now. And he says, trans rights are human rights. That was just a few days ago. All right. Impeach Brett Kavanaugh. What's another one? Bernie is correct. Now, there's no date on this one, so I don't know the validity of that one right there. But then tax the rich. Then somebody says taxation is theft. And underneath, he says not paying taxes is theft. Okay, so just I want to make that abundantly clear just to show you what kind of situation you're looking at. Then on top of that, look at the video that he just said. And look at what he said in that video. It makes no sense. Now, he could straight up be just straight up trolling for the sake of trolling. But it also shows to you how much of it's just like he's running in circles. All right. So this let me read this thing. So it says on here, turns out that this is just part of Tim Pool's genius, quote unquote, strategy to checks notes, constantly lie about his beliefs to his own to own the libs. Sorry. So what a effing moron. LOL. So this is him putting out his opinion. But whenever he does put out his opinion, it makes you wonder what of it is actually true. What of it is actually his opinion? Or is he just grifting like a mother lover? That's the question I'd like to ask you guys. For those of you guys who do know who Tim Pool is, because he has a huge platform, 1 million plus followers on multiple YouTube channels. Okay. So yes, I just wanted to finish that point out. I think it's just very interesting that he has a large following, a large platform, but now he's sitting here going, I dare anyone to step forward and look at my stuff. I dare anyone to see what's going on and figure out what I think is actually opinion. I don't get it. I don't get it myself. So, David, thoughts?
Yeah, I think he is just kind of going down the parody route lately. I do kind of watch him. I guess I like pay attention to his Twitter. I don't actually watch his videos much. He just kind of says the same thing a lot of times. But of late, like after Trump lost, he was pushing onto this. His whole big story for a while was that there's always this chance that Trump's coming back with this legal battle or whatever. And pretty much after all the stuff he kept promising to happen fell through, he just lost all of his credibility. And now, because the one thing I noticed is he'll bring up like a post by liberal people or something, and he'll be like, "Oh yes, we absolutely need to cancel this person." So like he just jumps into like those threads and agrees to cancel like liberals and stuff. He's just kind of trolling at this point, I think. And like a lot of the things he says on like Twitter aren't necessarily what he's been saying in his videos. So he is just, I think, trolling people on Twitter. But he's doing a very poor job of it, so people can't even tell that he's doing that half the time.
Or he's just bored.
Oh yeah, he's just bored. It could be that too. Because he lost. Trump was his moneymaker, and all of his promises about Trump's return and the legal battles and all the corruption were a big part of him creating his brand as an investigative commentator. And all that fell through because most of it was bullshit to begin with. And so now he's just kind of doing this and getting attention that way. I don't really think. I think that's really all it is. It's just like a grab to get attention at this point.
It feels like it's ultimate grifting. Like I feel like I feel like because somebody just said about Roland Martin. I feel like I feel like Tim Pool is now starting to go down the route of becoming the ultimate grifter. At first, it was for 4 years. Let's be real, y'all. Let's think about it. These guys were making money off the backs of Trump. All of them. Even mainstream media. Now mainstream media doesn't even know what to do with themselves. For 4 years, they've been used to one particular rhythm. Now that rhythm is gone, right? Now that Trump is gone, they're going, until he comes back and tries to run in 2024. You got 4 years to kill. So what are you going to do? A lot of these commentators are sitting here, running around going, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We got to find something. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with Tim Pool. Tim Pool has been doing one thing, and he's been doing one thing only for a long time, which has been support of Trump. Now, Cool Hand just said Tim Pool has always been a liberal, though. Saying otherwise is a mischaracterization. The left always eats its own. Now, the thing is, though, from what I've heard from his mouth, has always been very right-leaning, very conservative-leaning. I don't see him as a liberal at all. I've never seen him as a liberal. He comes on, he trashes the left every single time he comes on. That's the rhetoric that I listen to or that I hear every single time he comes on. So I don't think it's about the left always eats its own. I think it's literally him grifting like a mug, because he'll sit there, say everything he can. Oh, this, and this. Once again, the left is the liberal radical left is doing this thing, and then and in the wake of Trump's such and such. It's every time. Every time. So you got to wonder if this is all straight up grifting, and he's saying these things specifically to the crowd that he's catering to, because people are buying into his stuff. So he's going, oh, well, I might as well lather, rinse, repeat as long as I can. Right? So I can secure this bag. And he's making many bags. Many, many bags. So maybe he was liberal, but then he said he voted for Trump. I don't know whether that is true or not, but he did say he voted for Trump. So maybe he came in. Maybe he came in, he voted for Trump, and then all of a sudden he said, you know what? I ate, as everyone was calling, I ate the red pill. So then he went over there for 4 years, and then 4 years came up. Trump is gone, so now he's going, well, I take back everything I said, because everything's now coming back to being, the mainstream media is now becoming more something else now. Maybe he's just trying to save face. Maybe he's just trying to save face so he can secure the bags. David.
And one thing that is for sure, I stopped watching his videos probably 2 months ago, but before that, he was always, like every video, he was basically following the lead of the conservative news host. He would praise Trump, he would praise Cruz and Lindsey Graham's actions all the time. Oh, yeah. And, he was one of the ones that was always out there to immediately criticize Ilhan Omar and Ocasio-Cortez, even when they were doing something incredibly legitimate. So, no matter, he would always attack pretty much any Democrat, and he would always pretty much champion any Republican. And I don't just mean this to a moderate degree where I dislike a lot of Democrats, and I like several of them as well. And you could say the same for the Republican. Well, maybe I like one or two of them, but I dislike a lot of them as well. And he, on the other hand, is always following that line, though. He's always praising the Republicans, and he's always condemning the Democrats. And so I just don't see him as actually being on the left. I think he just uses that to pull in people who are more moderate, or who are on the left but are against the Democrats, because there are a lot of people on the left that are against the Democrats because they don't necessarily represent a lot of leftist views, and that not just far left but even moderate left views. And that's why I think he's a grifter, because he always follows the exact style of reporting you would expect from a conservative channel. He always champions the people you would expect from a conservative channel, and he always demonizes the people you would expect from a conservative channel. And so that's why I just couple him with that. Even if you watch him consistently, and the view, what do you call it? The recommended list is always conservative channels. Even if I mostly watch probably liberal channels, but nonetheless, every time I go to his channel, it's always conservative recommendations. He seems to be solidly in the conservative camp to me. It's only when he talks about his political beliefs that he ever suggests anything relating to liberalism. Right. But whenever he talks about what is actually in effect and what should happen, he's always with those conservative views.
Exactly, man. And so, like I said, full on grifting. Like I said, full on grifting. And like I said, maybe, I don't know. I think that a lot of people, we talked about Brandon Tatum, we've talked about several other people, when ish hit the fan, they were quick to go, trying to scrounge up, trying to still secure the bag. They were desperate because they're going, oh crap, the person, our leader, the best leader we've ever had is now gone. Oh crap. Then stuff happened in January that was a bad look, And it just kind of was like, oh, crap. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What do we do? Now that we have Biden in office, all they can do right now is like try to go in on him, which is the other thing that I find very funny, too. And I got to stop the conversation here, unfortunately. But what I also find funny, too, is that they are willing to throw Biden under the bus over the border issues. Yet these are the same issues that they were having. These are the same issues that they were having back in the day when Trump was in office. The border issues were still the same issues. They may have revved up a little. They've definitely revved up the amount of people coming in. But these are the same issues that they were having when Trump was in office. How the treatment was, like where they were, how the people were staying, where they were laying at, all that stuff. These are the same issues. These are the same issues that they were having when Trump was in office. I just want to make that abundantly clear. But they're so quick. Sorry, real quick. But they're so quick to try to jump down Biden's throat when they're going, oh, you know, this, that, and the third. How dare these people be treated in such a way? What are you talking about? This is the same issue that you had before. I mean, clearly what's being done isn't being done fast enough, but it's just funny. They talk about the border issue. They don't even bat an eye to it. But as soon as Joe Biden gets in, we see Ted Cruz outside in front of a bunch of bushes going, oh, look, see, right behind me is the border. And this, that, and the third, where he could be anywhere. He could literally be in front of his house, in his backyard of his house or something like that. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of things that were going on when Trump was in office that could have been remedied when he was in office in regards to how those children were being treated. Period. What were you going to say, David?
Yeah, it's just I'm going to basically agree with that. Like, I don't know. Where's I going to go with this? It's just
but hold on, real quick. Right. Kiss just said, "Are you kidding me? They went after Trump hard on the immigration issue." Yes, they did, but they didn't. You didn't see the senators go down there. You didn't see them go to the border and go, "Look, these kids are being treated so poorly. We need to do something about it." No, they weren't. They didn't do a damn thing back in the day. They talked about it. They said they needed to do something about it. They did nothing. You saw AOC out there. You saw other people making appearances. But these senators are now coming in trying to be like, there's got to be something. We got to do something about it now because Biden is in office. So they got a new scapegoat. They got a new reason. They got a new thing to point. You know what I mean? They got a new reason a new person to blame. And now every Republican senator is now trying to jump in, going, look, see. Look at what Biden is doing. No, this issue was built before he even walked in this beat. Okay, I'll stop talking now. Sorry, David.
So I was going to comment on that, but basically, like, it's a giant flip flop on both parties for absolutely no reason. I mean, because we saw that when Trump was in, first off, Biden has inherited almost every single law that Trump had with regards to the border policy. He's pretty much followed on everything except that he stopped the border wall and he engaged FEMA. And other than that, he has mostly the same rules. One thing he got rid of, which is really, really bad, is that Biden is no longer looking for families to foster children. He's no longer looking for the original families of some of the teenage boys that are coming through. So you could say some of the policies are worse, but that's the only one. That's the only one that changed. Everything else is absolutely the same. And before you had Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham praising every single action that Trump had at the border, and now they are saying that Biden's plan is a complete failure. But Biden doesn't have a plan. He's following Trump's plan still. It's the exact same plan, same rules. Border Patrol can still get rid of people. They're still detaining children in the same camps. They just changed the look a little bit. They're even worse now, though, because of how overpopulated they are. The only thing you could really blame Biden for was that, Biden himself said, that they think he's too nice of a guy, and so that's why they're coming now. And yet all of a sudden, the people on the right, like Graham and Cruz and all of them, are now big proponents of fairness on the border, and they're trying to do these investigations, even though nothing has significantly changed other than the amount of people coming through. And at the same time, before you had, AOC and a few others, when Trump was doing it, did go to those facilities and took pictures there and went around and investigated people. And this is a kind of one thing that she's gotten criticized for. She's only posted twice about the new camps. So like they are still speaking about it on the left. They're just not as much, even though the situation is much worse. They're still condemning it. They're just not as vocally as they were before. And at the same time, news doesn't care as much about Biden, so they just don't cover as much protest against Biden as they do against Trump. So we just don't necessarily see as much of what people are doing against Biden as we do, as we saw people acting against Trump. So a lot of people on the far left, including not Mexican, but immigration type rights proponents and all of that, they do still hold the same view. It's mostly just the politicians that have flipped there. Pretty much every humanitarian group sees it as the same exact situation that we had before. It's really only the politicians that seem to think it was some big change. And like I said, really the only significant change is that there are more people coming and that we're no longer looking for foster families. I think Biden is currently, deporting 50% of all people that come in over the border right now.
He's turning them
the
away.
vast majority of them is still getting turned away. And you see lies from both sides of the news. Like the right news is claiming that Biden's completely opened up the border. This is a complete lie. The border's still closed. People aren't allowed to come over. Biden's still rejecting people. And then you see people on the left claiming that these children are being much better taken care of and that everything's under control. This is not the case. We showed you the pictures before. Children are sleeping on stone tile floors. They're covered in plastic condoms, basically to keep them from getting COVID, because that's all they have is these plastic wraps that they have to live inside of. And I mean plastic wraps. I mean like a poncho they have to wear around themselves and hold down. And they share beds because there's not enough space.
Like those tinfoil things that you get after running a marathon kind of thing. I mean, that's basically what they're getting wrapped in, looking like a damn burrito. And I'm not saying that and that's not a racist comment. I'm just being real. Like they look like wrapped up burritos. Real talk.
True, yeah.
Real talk. But that's the thing. This is something that is funny because at first we weren't seeing Republicans going down there going, oh, we need to do something about this. Wasn't happening back then. They weren't. They were not. They didn't give two damns about the issue going on at the border. Now they're trying to turn it around to make it seem. See what I'm saying? And what you were just said a second ago, before right in the beginning of what you were saying, it is very much a whole thing of interesting how things are flip-flopping. You know what I mean? This keeps going like, oh, now because now that we have a Democrat as a president, now the Republicans are now trying to go, see what's going on? Here's a problem. We need to do something about it, and Biden's not doing anything. When this was an opportunity that could have happened back then. Real talk. This is an opportunity that they could have had figured out 4 damn years ago, but they didn't do that at all. Now, you got to remember, we've already talked about this before. Maybe the reason why there's been a surplus, a tidal wave with immigrants trying to come in, trying to migrate into this country is because of the new leadership, because they think that maybe Biden will give them a chance. Sure. Well, it looks like he's doing everything he can right now, and obviously he's going to do more. I would hope that he's going to do more. But we'll see. We all we can do is sit back, wait, and see what he's going to do. But I just don't have any patience in my own body to watch somebody like Ted Cruz try to act like he gives a damn when he don't, personally. Or any of these other senators that are going down and sitting there going, remember American meth when it was 30% or more purity? You know what I'm saying? This damn Mexican meth has come in. It's just diluting our quality of life in this meth, in this drugs. I ain't got time for it. But unfortunately, we got to wrap. We got to wrap it up. We got to wrap it up. Okay, real quick. You got 1 minute. Go.
All right. Juanita Badillo said that there's 5,000 unattended minors at these camps. Officially, we had 18,000 children by themselves in the camps as of a few days ago. So it's 18,000 children are now in detention camps.
There you go. And I mean, obviously, this number is going to keep on growing and growing and growing and growing and growing until they do get something figured out. And I really do hope. I really, really do hope that they figure something out I really, really do hope that they get something figured out. I hope that Biden nips this whole thing in the bud. But at the same time, this is not going to stop the amount of people that keep coming up, right? That keep coming up to the border. Only time will tell what they're going to do here. But something needs to happen quick. Something needs to happen with the quickness so that they can remedy what the issue is quick. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. But anyway, David, thank you so much for being on today. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. Damn good show. A lot to talk about. Like I said, there was a lot to talk about. A lot of body cam footage, a lot of footage to look at, and videos and audio and all that stuff. But anyway, for those of y'all who are new to the show, thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. And to my family, I love all y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the conversation today. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done it yet, hit that like button. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button. I do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I also do my Tuesday through Thursday show, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be on tonight, so we will be maybe talking about more of these things, carrying on our conversation from this morning to tonight, or talking about whatever else might be breaking over the course of the day. So be sure to tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to hit that join button too, if you don't mind. $4.99 a month helps us fuel this show. I saw a couple people join the Pascal Show family membership. I really do appreciate to all you guys who recently just joined. I appreciate all y'all. This is a tough show to run and keep fueled. So your $5 really does mean a lot and really does help us do what we do here and keep doing what we love right here on the Pascal Show. Anyway, time to get going, guys. Have a positive and terrific Tuesday. Woo! What a show. I love all y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.